right? Go and get it, right? Attack it vertical, right? Attack the far number, right? If this ball was handed off, which it probably should be here, right? You see, we probably have the edge right there, right? Okay, right guard, same thing here, right? Drops that pause, right? Okay, boom. He sees the near knee coming at him. He knows it's like essentially a three technique now. Go attack the far number, all right? I wish the tackle was giving the tackle's way too wide here. He should be slide driving, right? And getting a much bigger chunk of this defensive end. He's kind of hanging the guard out to dry right there. Right guard here, same thing, right, drops that pause, right? There's a defensive end that shows up, right, much better job of tackle, right, staying tight here, delivering that thing. The guard, right, gets on the far number, right? Great job by tackle. Right guard, same thing here, right, drops that pause, no near knee, right? Try the combo vertical. Right, left guard here, drops that pause. As I'm stabbing, that guy's crossing my face. He's my new three technique, right? Running past the reach spot. Right, running past the reach spot. Okay. All right. So those are all the guard scenarios. I think we have about 5 more minutes, more or less, right? Okay. So these are the next clips here are the center. Okay. And the center really in all reality is kind of the same as the guard, right? If you got a shade play side or any kind of nose or any kind of defender in the A gap play side, I'm scooting to the far number of the defender, right? Whether it be a 2-eye or a shade or whatever it is, where I'm scooting, right? Trying to get to this far number. If I can't get to this far number, then I'm going to run his ass past the reach spot because he's playing lateral. Okay. And then if it's probably improved. Here we go. Here, right. So center here, right. We're running wide zone to the right, right. That right guard is going to kind of do the old stiff arm form. The center's going to scoot over there, right? Okay, right. He can't quite get to the far number because that guy's getting a little bit of penetration, right? So if I can't gain leverage, right, what do I do? I just turn right and I freaking run him past the reach spot, and the ball will make me right, which it does right here. Okay. All right, center, same thing here, right? We're running wide zone to the right. Okay, right. He's going to aim right for the far number, right? He doesn't quite get there, right? But he can run the guy past the reach spot, or at least damn near to it. And if this ball right hands off, he can cut back, right? Unfortunately, we do a poor job on the backside. Okay, center here, same. Well, this is the Cowboys here, right? But same thing here, right? They're running wide zone to the right, so to the left, right? He's going to scoot, right, and take over that three technique. It's crossing into his zone, right, and works the far number, right? Gain leverage right on the reach spot. It's a good job of that kid. All right, center here again. All right, pretty good job right here, right? You get to the far number, right? Now work vertical, right? This ball, right, probably should stay front side, right? You have the end getting right washed up, right? The nose is reached, right? Okay, there's right, not going to be a bounce, probably going to be a bang, right? Okay, center, same thing here, wide zone. Right, he's going to scoot to his right here, right? Far number, right? Get leverage on it. Great job. Great job. Okay. Center, same thing here, right? He's going to scoop into this combination, right? Keeps on working right for the far number, ends up getting it late, and the ball right runs pretty much right through the reach spot right here. Center, same thing here. Right now, nothing shows up. Nothing shows up. Right. Okay. There's no number to chase right now. Right. The linebacker becomes his down lineman, and now he chases that far number. And if he gets it right, he gets leverage, right? And the ball cuts over there, right? If this linebacker were to stretch and widen past him, right, and not give him the far number, he would run past the reach spot. Okay, right. Here's a good example right, of the center, right? He works right to scoot past the shade, That guy kind of plays backdoor a little bit, right? He's going to kind of work vertically here, right? Deliver that guy to the backside guard, kind of hang on there, and then be deliberate, right? Get into linebacker. Okay. All right. So those are a bunch of examples, right, of the center, right, kind of working his yellow or his green scoop right on the play side, right, and then these last couple examples are just against like the odd stuff, right, where the center's going to kind of slide drive to make himself yellow and stiff arm that nose guard so the guard can cut him off and he can work vertical to the backside linebacker. So there's an example there to the left. There's one to the left here. Right, there's one left here. Okay. I don't think we've got this in the game this year. Could be wrong. Yeah, no. And then for the backside guard and tackle, they essentially have the same rules, the backside guys. So if there's anything in their play side gap, right? So a 2-eye or 2-eye for a guard or a 3 technique for a tackle, they're going to work a true backside cutoff. They're so far away from the reach spot. I'm sorry, let me go back. I apologize. Okay, right. If there's someone in their backside area, they're going to work right, okay, to cut to scoop, right, okay. If there's nothing in the backside, right, they're going to work the cutoff, right. So, for example, left guard, okay, right. So there's something right in his gap, right. He has to enter this combo, right, because this guy's not a 2-eye, he's a true shade, right. He's a whole gap and a half over there, right? He's got a cutoff, right? Okay, truly run, right? And on a backside cutoff, whether you're guard or a tackle, right? Our aiming point is to get our backside shoulder, right? Our backside shoulder all the way through to the front side shoulder of the defender, right? If our backside shoulder is through his front side shoulder, right, then right we can work vertical, right? That's a cutoff. If our backside shoulder is not to the front side shoulder, we've not got him cut off. We got to keep on running and ripping and reaching and getting right our backside shoulder through his front side shoulder. All right, so watch the right guard here, okay, right? So he's working the backside cutoff, right? He's gaining ground, right? He's working to get his backside shoulder through. It never quite gets there, but he's working it, he's working it, he's working it, he's working it. Okay. Left guard here. Okay. Right, on that zero shade, right? Cutting off, right? Backside shoulder, front side shoulder. If I get that far over, then I can start to turn back and wheel back and box him out or that kind of stuff. All right, left guard here again. All right, he got a shade backside. I got to rip and run and haul ass, right? He gets his backside shoulder through to the front side shoulder, gets some help in the center. Now I can work vertical. Now he's cut off. Okay, right guard here, right? Zone to the left, right? There's a cutoff, right? Boom, boom. Backside shoulder, front side shoulder, right? Then I can work a cutoff, right? Then I can work the turn back or box out. All right, tackles do it too, right? Left tackle here, right? On the backside of an outside zone play. He's hauling ass for a cutoff, right? Never quite gets there. Keep on coming, keep on coming, keep on coming. Eventually, that guy kind of stops playing. We keep playing. We gain leverage to the reach spot, right? Now we got it. Now we're on it. Now we can box out, right? We can put our ass on him, right? We can turn and reach him, right? All kind of stuff. Right tackle here, same thing, right? I got a 4-eye, right? I got to cut him off, right? Backside shoulder, front side shoulder, right? Don't have it yet. Keep on working. I get it there, right? Then I can work, turn back, right? Okay, or box him out. All right, left tackle here, same thing. All right, backside cutoff, right? On a wide zone play to the right. Watch, man, right? Backside shoulder, front side shoulder, ripping it vertical. Good. Right, left tackle here, same thing. Right, backside cutoff, boom, boom. Good, right? Once I get it there, right, then I can turn back. Right tackle here. Great job there. Easy cutoff. We get some more game clips if we have any. Here we go. Right here's one of my all-time favorites. This is back during the COVID season. Right tackle, right backside, right working a cutoff. Right, he gets his backside shoulder through. Right, he feels the guy trying to play behind him. He throws the brakes on. Right, boxes him out like Dennis Rodman. Right, hold the board, and the ball cuts back right in the gap he's supposed to be in. So great job.
5 minutes, coach.
Okay, perfect. This shouldn't be about 8, quite frankly. Yeah, common issues and breakdowns, right, when it comes to the outside zone play, right? So defensive penetration, I think everyone understands that, obviously zone plays get hurt when defense can get penetration and knock that back off track early. The blockers coming off the initial track, guys just running different tracks, right? The guards and play side tackles just being on different levels or different angles. That's really why we've gone to the slide drive and the scoot as opposed to the angle drive and the man reach and stuff, because it ensures everyone has the best chance of being on the same track and being on the same level and all working together. Covered play side lineman crossing over. So think about how many times like your play side tackle on a defensive end has gotten kind of undercut or cross face or something without even touching the guy because he's crossing over, right? Again, by going to the slide drive and going to the scoot, we have really probably by about 50 to 60% cut down the amount of times that our play side guys are crossovers. It's hard to cross over if you're trying to shuffle, right? Or slide drive. The backside blocks not getting cutoffs. You got to work that and make it a priority. And obviously the lack of awareness of what you're working to at linebacker, the point and the minus. Okay. And then this is my contact information and my email address, jrodriguez@uakron.edu. My cell phone number, my Twitter account or whatever handle. Anything. I have copies like MP3 or MP4 files of this presentation with the film and the cut-ups and everything. If anyone needs that or wants to talk more about that, or the case may be, we can definitely do that. Just feel free to reach out via email. Is probably the best way, because then I can just respond to your email with the links to those MP3, MP4 files. So that's all I got, guys. Man, I appreciate you. I know we have some time for some Q&A here.
Awesome. Coach, thank you so much for that presentation. I'm now going to open the floor up for questions. Again, you can ask questions by clicking on the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen. Type your question into me, and I will address it to Coach. I got a couple questions here, Coach. Let's see. When coaching at the high school level, what's most important to teach, steps or hand placement?
I think steps. Because your feet get your body into position to block people. Your hands are a bonus, in my opinion, right? You can almost cut your hands off sometimes, and as long as you're stepping the right way and on the right leverage, you can have a chance to be in the right place. So I would say feet way more so than hands, and for me that goes for everything, not just run game.
Okay, what is proper hand placement and punch for the on the screws concept, particularly for a yellow or red look?
Well, so you wouldn't be on the screws if you were yellow and red. If you're green, right, which means you're slide driving or scooting, depending on alignment or whatever, okay, right? You want to get your face and hands on your target, right? So if I'm going to the screws, right, I want my face, right, my screws on his screws, and my hands, right, to be right on his body, right? So we hit med balls a lot, right, when we drove, because we want our face on the ball and our hands under the ball. We're not necessarily double undering it. We want to be able to strike and grab on to that aiming point. That's really the only time that you're going to be working with two hands. The rest of the time, when you're yellow, you're stabbing with one hand, right, or lifting with the shoulder and keeping your place of the hand free, because that's the hand that's kind of guiding and pointing, right, okay, what's coming at you, right, and then going and read it.
How do splits between the players influence inside zone and wide zone? Do the splits change for front side, back side, and why?
Generally speaking, we do not mess with our splits. Our basic generic splits are 2 feet for the guard, 3 feet for the tackle. Now, as guys get a little more savvy and and have a little better understanding, they'll start to cut down and split a little bit if they know they're working, with the guard, or widen out if there's less chance of them being, in a combination, that kind of stuff. But it's usually not drastic enough to even catch on film, to be honest with you. We very, very rarely go into a game plan saying, hey, we got to get super wide splits by this guy or that guy, or vice versa. We pretty much just set our splits and kind of keep them the whole time. There's so many other things in my opinion, to worry about, to coach, that that they have to memorize or be thoughtful of, or be intentional with. I haven't seen splits play a huge role in that. So we don't really coach that hard, quite frankly.
All right. Time for one more question. Do you recommend any drills for scoot movement?
Yeah. So if you watched, and I'm sorry to get to it, but if guys want to email me, I can email you. At the very end of the first presentation on the inside zone stuff, we go through scoot. So we drill scoot on the boards, essentially the same way we drill slide drive stuff, right? So essentially it's just, everyone offset to their left because we're all working scoot to your right. So you're offset by the board by about 2 feet or so, okay, right? Or yard or so, right? And then on cadence, right, we're going to take our 2-step shuffle into our slide drive, right? Make contact on the board and then drive us on the board, off the board, right? So the same way that we would drill our slide drive or our replace drive or whatever we drill on the board. I'm a big board guy. We're going to drill the scoot the same way. And again, if you want to email me, I can shoot you the first presentation, because it has some drill tape of that happening, working scoot footwork.
Perfect. Hey, thank you again, Coach, for sharing your knowledge with us. Again, guys, if you've got any questions, feel free to email Coach with those questions. And stick around. We're going to start the next session. You're good, Coach. We can just roll right into that.
Can I grab a glass of water real quick and then come back?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'll be right back. Thank you, guys.